All right, so in my last video, I talked about loop recording, and I realized that I actually don't have a video that's just about loop recording. So this is that video. So I have a few videos about recording in some aspect or another. Like I have a video I know that's about playlisting and managing multiple microphones while recording. So I'll link to that in the cards, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well. But I believe this is my first time doing a video on loop recording, which I kind of can't believe, but here we are. Let's talk about it. All right, so first off, let's define what loop recording is. So that's when you're recording something and you set it so that it loops. So when it gets to the end of the section that you're recording, it cycles back to the beginning of that section and it records it again. So you're doing multiple passes over the same time frame within your session. And with loop recording, you hit record and it'll do multiple pass-throughs of that same section. And then by the time you hit pause, it's going to have multiple takes for that one section that you're working on. And before you get started with loop recording in Pro Tools, there are a few settings that you really want to check first. And the first one I recommend for any kind of recording, regardless of whether it's loop recording or not. And that's the idea that you have renamed the mic that you're going to record to. So this is the mic I'm going to record to for my demo here. I have renamed it to VO mic, so it's not like audio 1, for example. And so what that does is when I start recording here, it will create the audio and it will name the audio according to the track name. So the audio in my clip list, for example, which is over here on the right, it will be named VO mic.01, 02, 03, etc. Right? So that'll help you later on, because if you, for example, rename this track after you record the audio might all be called audio 1, audio 1.01, etc., etc. Whereas the track will be called whatever you named the track. That'll help you remember what it actually is. And if you're looking for audio files that have been recorded that are in the clip list somewhere and they don't have the right name, then it can be very confusing. So I do recommend renaming that track as soon as possible when you're about to record. So the other thing you want to check is that loop playback is on. So we have loop playback and loop record in Pro Tools. So first, let's check that loop playback is on. And I know that it is on in this session because when I look up here, this has this little arrow that goes around and then back to the play button. And so that means that I am in loop playback. If you don't have this section displaying, then what you can do is you can click this drop down and you can hide or display it by clicking this transport option here. So that's one thing you can do. Sometimes if your window size is small, stuff might run off and not be visible over here. So you can then, sometimes you have to remove some of these things in order to see this if it is checked off. So just keep that in mind. But that's one way you can check, is by checking this icon here. And another way that you can check, and you can also turn it on and off really easily this way, is you go up to this options menu and then you go down to loop playback and make sure that's on. So it should have the check box next to it. Everything in this options menu is binary. It's either on or off. So we want to make sure that it's on. So if I check this off, you'll notice that icon goes away. I am now not in loop playback. So I want to make sure that I am in loop playback. So I checked it off and now it is checked off. Another way you can turn it on and off is you can do Command-Shift-L. And you'll notice as I'm pressing it, that icon is activating and deactivating on the play button over here. So up here in this corner. So that's Command-Shift-L. And I believe that's Control-Shift-L if you're on a Windows machine. And you can also, if you're on a Mac, if you hold Control and you click on this play button, it will also toggle it on and off. So that's another really quick and easy way to turn it on and off. And if you have a numeric keypad on your keyboard, then you can hit 4 on the numeric keypad to toggle it on and off. I'll just move my mouse out of the way there. So 4 on the numeric keypad. And just keep in mind, if you hit 4 on the regular keyboard, it's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to do what we want, at least. It's not going to do the loop playback on and off. So 4 on the numeric keypad will turn that on and off as well. So what that does for me is that if I highlight a chunk of time here and I hit play, when it gets to the end of that chunk of time, it will go back to the beginning and repeat. So it's just looping, right? Gets to the end, goes back to the beginning. And one thing to keep in mind is if you highlight a very small chunk of time, let's see if I can get it small enough here, it will not loop. So see how I'm hitting play and it's not doing it for me? So if you highlight a super small chunk of time, it's not going to work. So just keep that in mind. If you're not sure, zoom out, try highlighting a larger chunk of time and hitting play. And then, it should work for you if you have it on. So I'm going to hit pause. So that's loop playback. So once we've renamed our track, once we've made sure that we have loop playback on, we also want to make sure that we have loop record on. So loop record is also under this options menu. It's right here towards the top. You want to make sure that it's checked off, and the shortcut for that is going to be Alt or Option and then L, and that will turn it on and off. And you can see whether it's on, right, by this record button. So it's very similar to the loop playback, but it's on the record button, right? It's a little arrow that cycles back around, and it's on that record button for you. So you can see if it's on or off, and you can turn it on or off with that Alt or Option key and then the L. And similarly, although this one isn't as convenient, but if you hold Control and click on it, just like we did with the play button, it'll cycle between the options for that record button for you. So Control click, Option L, or the options menu to turn on and off loop record. And so what loop record does is it enables it so that whenever it does a pass through on that loop playback, when you're in record mode, it will actually record a separate take and store it as a playlist for you. So that's what enables us to actually get multiple takes in one pass. And a little side note here, but I see this all the time. If you are recording one microphone, for example, if it's a vocal mic, if it's just one microphone, you're going to have a mono track. So see how I have just one meter here? This is a mono track. I only have one pan knob here, one pan selection. That is because it's a mono track. I see students all the time creating stereo tracks to record at one single microphone, and a stereo track is essentially two tracks in one. And so you don't need that much data to record one microphone. And then what tends to happen is if you record one microphone to a stereo track, you'll just have signal on the left channel and nothing on the right. You're creating twice as much data as you need, and you're stuck with audio that's hard pan to the left by default because it's just recording to that left channel for you. So we've renamed the track. We've made sure that we're in loop playback and loop record mode. We can see that we're in those modes here. Now, the other thing that I want you to check is go Setup and then Preferences. And I want you to go to the Operation tab up here. So I'm going to click on that tab, and you'll notice right here we have this option, Automatically Create New Playlists when loop recording. Especially if you are on a school computer or some kind of computer where the settings might change when you're not there because someone else is using the computer. This is so essential to check, because if this is not checked off, you might loop record and do like 10 takes or however many takes you're doing. And when you pause, you're only going to have the most recent take. So this is what enables us to have multiple takes in one pass. So you definitely want to check that this is checked off. I actually get a little paranoid, even though I'm the only one working on this computer. I'm the only engineer working on this computer. I will check this very frequently when I'm about to do some loop recording with a client. And that's because, it's awful if you hit pause and you realize that you only got the last take, right? You never want to be the one to do that. So just make sure that this is checked off. Automatically create new playlists when loop recording, and then we're good to go. All right, so let's demo this loop recording really quick. I have my input set to my talkback mic actually here. So I'm going to mute this so we don't hear two microphones here. And I'm going to record enable it. So Pro Tools knows that's the track I want to record to. My input is set here to this microphone. When I flip it on, I'll see signal. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this little chunk of time. And basically what you want to do is oftentimes I'll be recording, let me go into a grid mode here. So it's based on an actual grid and a tempo. And what I'll often do is when I'm recording with someone, we often want to measure how much we're recording in terms of one measure, one bar, right? So let me zoom out a little bit. And so now what I might do is I might highlight a couple bars worth of time. And actually, let me make this a little bit faster just for the sake of the example here. So often what I'm doing when I select a highlight for how much we're going to record with a client, if, for example, the start marker is maybe it's the beginning of the chorus that we want to record. Capitalization errors there. And let's say the chorus is super short, just for the sake of this example. I might highlight the measure or measures that we're trying to record, but then I might do an extra one at the beginning and the end, just so that if they have like a note that's held out over the end of the chorus, or if they're coming in a little bit early with like a pickup note of some sort, then we'll capture it in the recording. And then that also gives them like a measure or part of a measure to kind of get into the rhythm of the song, get into the feel of the song, so that when they do start, it's in line with the song and it feels right, right? So that's one thing I often do with my highlight is I'll, pick the amount of time that I'm trying to target here, and I'll add a measure on either side. But you want to do whatever works best for you. All right, so once you've selected your highlight, you just start recording. So I'm going to hit 3 to start recording. You can also press this record button and then press the play button, and that will get it to start recording. There's also, if your OS doesn't override it, F12 will start recording. And similarly, if your OS doesn't override it, then Command and Spacebar will start recording. So I'm going to hit 3 here. and it's going to record, and I'm just talking into my microphone, check, check, talking about stuff. And what'll happen is when it gets to the end, now it's going to cycle back to the beginning. And now this is my second take, right? So I'm doing my second take of my chorus. It's going to sound great. We're doing swimmingly. We're doing amazingly. Everything's awesome. I'm just going to let it run for a couple takes here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, and you're going to see what happens. So I'm going to pause that. Let's say we got that one. Let's say that last one was the good one, right? And so now what you can do is once you're done recording your takes, you can make sure your microphone is not record enabled anymore and click on where it says waveform here and go to the playlist view. And that's where we view all the different takes. So now here are all our takes, and you can solo one and listen to it. And I'm just talking into my microphone. You can listen to the other one, my second take, right? So I'm doing my second. You can listen to the most recent one. Everything's awesome. I'm just going to let it run. And what I like to do, I don't want this video to be all about comping, but basically I like to create a new playlist and call it comp. And then I'll push up the parts that I like from the other takes. And that's how we create a comp. And then I'll add fades. So I did Command F there to add fades. You can change the length and details of the fades here and then hit enter. And that just helps you avoid a speaker pop. And now I have a little comp take here. And I'm just talking into my microphone, my second take of my chorus. Right? And then once you have it how you want it, you can go back to waveform, and there, you've done loop recording. And, just to show you how this other way of starting the record works, let me just record enable this track. What you do is you just hit this button and then press this button. So if you don't have a numeric keypad, you can use this method for starting the record as well. And then you can hit spacebar to pause it, right? So I'll just let it go, and then I hit pause, and there it is. And another good thing to keep in mind is that if you're in playlist view and you're viewing all of these, let me go to create just a new playlist here. And you hit record, it's not going to show the takes that you're doing until you hit pause. So you'll notice when I get to the end here and it starts the next take, it doesn't display it here until after you hit pause. So that's why it's so important to check that option under the setup preferences menu to check that it's automatically creating those playlists as you're going, because you can be in the middle of the process and not know if it's creating them until the end, right? Because when I hit pause here, that's when it creates those takes, right? That's when it adds them here visually to the list. So that's just something to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind is that you can use pre-roll in conjunction with this. So if I do Command K, it activates my pre-roll flag, which is right here. If I hold Command, I can bring it off the grid. And I have the grid set to a measure, so keep that in mind. This is like half a measure is what I just did. But you can use it in conjunction with pre-roll, and what's going to happen is if you hit record, it's going to do the pre-roll, and then it's going to start loop recording, but it won't do the pre-roll with every iteration of the loop. So if I start it, it did my pre-roll for me, so they heard that, and then it's doing the record, and then it's going to cycle back to the beginning here, not including that pre-roll. And I think I might have a video that's on pre-roll or covers pre-roll at least, so I'll put a link to that in the description if I can find it, and I'll put a card up on the screen for you. But yeah, I think that's about it. So as always, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below if you want to add anything to this conversation. I love learning new things about the software because it helps us work more efficiently and focus on the creative stuff. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That really helps me, helps support my channel. I appreciate all that stuff. And I do have a Patreon. So it's patreon.com/CatoNoise. And my patrons get access to some additional content. We have a Discord server. We are doing a book club on the Discord server, but that's been a ton of fun. That's kind of been my focus lately. And they do get some early release videos as I edit them. So if you want to join my Patreon, you can join for as little as $1 a month, and it really helps support my channel. So thank you to my Patreon patrons. And other than that, I come out with new videos every Wednesday, and thank you so much for hanging out. Okay. I don't know what to talk about. It's the afternoon and I haven't even begun to finish my coffee here. So I am going to drink my coffee, and I actually have a client coming in 10 minutes. So I can't really chat about anything right now, but I hope you're all doing well. And I know, let me know what you're up to. Yeah. Okay. Bye.